So, dry February is officially over. Well, I mean, I guess technically speaking, as I'm recording this video, there's still a little bit of time left in February, but uh, I'm confident that I'm going to make it this last little bit. But I wanted to share this video and some thoughts that I've had as part of this dry February experiment. First and foremost, I was just thinking about this. There has probably been it's probably been a long time since I've gone an entire month without consuming a drink of alcohol in any way, shape, or form. Now, definitely, I'm just trying to think when it would have been. I mean, I'm sure going back to even before I was 21, it's been well more than half my lifetime since I went an entire month without consuming alcohol. Um, you know, why do we do this? Well, one thing that Amanda and I talked about doing this is, we like to give ourselves challenges from time to time. Like one challenge we're considering in March, and I don't think would be too bad, is as giving up social media. That's part of the reason I'm recording some content and getting those scheduled for posting in February, is just being able to give that up for a month. I don't think that would be too big of an issue, and I'm almost confident that after going through a month with no social media, that I may never come back. I don't know. We'll see. But with the dry February, I just, me curious. I mean, it was kind of a mental challenge, a mindset challenge. Can I do it? I know I can do it. I'm not dependent on alcohol. I do love me some bourbon, and if you watch any of the videos on this channel, you'll figure that out pretty quickly. And I'm sure that I'll have more bourbon tasting videos in the near future coming to you soon in March, without a doubt. And the weird thing is, there was a couple of days where we were out and about, and we actually purchased bourbon. Just went to a couple places and looked at it and saw some things that I was curious about. Kind of looking forward to cracking the seal and opening those here soon. Now that sounds like a problem, but in all seriousness, what I've learned about myself is, honestly, I don't feel terribly different. I will tell you that it is nice to wake up on a Saturday or Sunday and not have any brain fog from consuming too many beverages the night before. That for sure is a benefit. So I think that's one thing that I'll try to carry forward is, it's okay to enjoy a few beverages for sure, as long as I can keep it under control, which I'm confident that I can. But as they say, everything in moderation. So just being mindful of the consumption amount and that sort of thing. Kind of related, interesting story. I was catching up with a friend on a couple of business matters the other day, and we were talking about dry February and bourbon and whatnot. And he shared that he has historically been a beer fan. I was that guy too. I love some beer, but for me, I got to a point where beer was, and sometimes I'll have one every now and then, but I got to the point where beer was almost like the carbonation and everything. It was almost too filling, and I would feel bloated and that sort of thing. And he was sharing the same sort of thing. So he recently stopped drinking beer and started to dip his taste buds into the wonderful world of whiskey and bourbon. And his comment was interesting to me, and I could totally relate to what he said. He's found that's a potentially dangerous rabbit hole to go down, because it is so good. To kind of paraphrase what he said to me, he could easily see how it would be possible to become an alcoholic very easily with consuming bourbon, because it tastes so good. It's so smooth. Even the lowest proof bourbon is still going to be 40% alcohol. So you have a few of those drinks in a night, and you're going to be feeling it. And and that sort of thing. So I can totally see and understand his comment, and that makes some sense. Now, I didn't really have that fear that I was going down that path, but I will say I was probably consuming drinks more during the week than personally I needed to. Honestly, I think I shared this in a previous video, but it bears repeating just in case. But I remember back in the good old days, whatever those were, but getting to a point you're working hard all week, and then you get to Friday, and you look forward to that like 5 o'clock on a Friday afternoon because it's like the work week is over, get to sit down and enjoy a beverage. And I think I sort of lost Fridays and Saturdays sort of lost their sacredness to me there for a while, because there would be times that I would consume maybe a beverage or two on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and that sort of thing. So I wanted to get back even before dry February, in the January timeframe. I was trying to get back to where Fridays and Saturdays were sacred again. And so I would, wait until the end of the work week and then enjoy beverages on a Friday night. So it's just, a little bit of a reward that I would give myself for a job well done throughout the week. So I learned that about myself, that it's good to have, give yourself challenges, healthy challenges. Something else I'm going to try here soon is, in addition to killing the social media, I think I'm going to stop eating some red meat for a while, or maybe all meat except for maybe fish, and just go vegetarian. I've done it before. I can do it. It's fine. I need to eat more fruits and vegetables anyway. So getting back to whole foods is probably a wonderful idea, a good thing for my health. Some other things that I learned, if you watched some videos from a few weeks ago, I purchased some, actually at the beginning of the dry February period, I had these zero proof whiskey alternative beverages. I thought, wow, if I'm not going to be able to enjoy the real thing, surely there is a non-alcoholic version of whiskey and bourbon that will taste close enough to have at least part of that experience. I mean, if you're a beer drinker and you decide you're not going to drink beer anymore, there are plenty of non-alcoholic beers that are on the market that taste like beer. So you still get that beer drinker feeling, with a non-alcoholic product. Well, I have been, I don't want to say disappointed, but I've learned that really there are none that I could find zero proof whiskey, bourbon, alternative products on the market that I found anyway. If you found some, please send them my way. I'd love to know. It's the fact that I didn't find any has got me thinking a little bit. I even experimented in the kitchen one time to try to make a beverage that tasted closer to bourbon. And I picked up some of the notes that I was looking for. I looked for a few other recipes online. There are some out there, but requires ingredients, frankly, that I don't have, and I have some other ideas. So stay tuned on that. Hopefully, maybe I'll have something to share on that front as well. But that's another thing. I learned that there's not a lot of things out there. Now, why does that matter? Well, zero proof spirits is a very interesting and a quickly growing category in the beverage space. I've read a few things that the younger generations they have a tendency to drink less than older generation folks like myself. So that's an interesting statistic. If that holds true for the rest of those folks' lives, remains to be seen. Now, I'm not naive enough to think that spirits and alcohol and things of that nature are going to go completely bye-bye. I think that's still a huge industry, of course, for good reasons or bad or whatever. But that was interesting to learn that there really aren't a lot of beverages, cocktail type beverages, ready to drink types of things that are zero proof for the non-alcoholic consumer. It is an interesting space for sure from a beverage market. The other things that I enjoyed, I mean, it's just, I don't feel largely different. I feel like maybe my sleep quality has improved a little bit. I feel more rested. I mentioned the brain fog or the lack thereof. That's certainly something that I've noticed a little bit. But by and large, I think it was just a good experiment for me to do, sort of reset. Again, probably since, I don't want to say 18, but at least for probably a good 25, probably 30 years of my life, I can't tell you another time where I went an entire month without consuming a drink of alcohol. So it's just one of those things that I can see doing from time to time throughout the year. Just, get my body back where it needs to be, get all the systems rolling. I'm gonna dabble with a few things. I'm really looking forward to not eating some meat, just going vegetarian or at least pescatarian. Some of the benefits, getting back to whole foods. I think those are some wonderful things that I can incorporate too. So, we all got to do the things that make the most sense. I mean, we got to think about all the things we put into it. This body is a temple. Your body is your temple. Whatever you're consuming, whether visually, hearing wise, food, calories, beverages, whatever you're consuming, I mean, it goes into this temple and it gets processed. So figuring out the combination that works for you is really important. So anyway, if you haven't tried a dry February or a dry March or a dry January or a dry month, and you've been curious about it, give yourself that challenge. It's worth going through it. It's worth giving yourself that goal, that challenge to prove that you can do it, because I know you can. I hope you all are doing well. I appreciate you tuning in, and look forward to some exciting content on all the topics that I cover, from travel vans to flipping a house to meditation and mindset tips to, I'm going to do some bourbon tasting, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So anyway, I appreciate y'all. Take care.